Welcome to Mindset Movie Reviews. Let's review Strange Wilderness. Strange Wilderness, released in 2008, is a film that attempts to blend adventure and comedy, but often finds itself lost in the wilderness of its own making. Directed by Fred Wolf and co-written by Peter Gaulke, the movie stars Steve Zahn as Peter Gaulke, a hapless host of a failing wildlife television show he inherited from his father. With the show's ratings plummeting and cancellation looming, Peter embarks on a desperate quest to find Bigfoot in Ecuador, hoping to capture the legendary creature on film and save his father's legacy. The film's premise holds potential for a comedic romp, but the execution leaves much to be desired. The ensemble cast, which includes Alan Covert, Justin Long, Jonah Hill, and Ashley Scott, is filled with talented comedic actors. However, their performances are hampered by a script that relies heavily on juvenile humor and gross-out gags. The film's humor often misses the mark, with jokes that are so bad they might elicit a chuckle, but more often than not, they fall flat. One of the film's recurring comedic elements is Peter's dim-witted narration over real wildlife footage. While this concept has the potential for humor, it is not enough to carry the film. The jokes, such as bears kill over 2 million salmon a year, attacks by salmon on bears are much more rare, are amusing but not enough to sustain interest. The film's reliance on lowbrow humor, including a scene involving a turkey and Peter's private parts, is indicative of its overall comedic approach. The direction by Fred Wolf, a former head writer for Saturday Night Live, is lackluster, and the film's pacing suffers as a result. The editing by Tim Costain does little to salvage the disjointed narrative, which feels more like a series of loosely connected sketches than a cohesive story. The film's attempts at absurdity, reminiscent of comedies like Zoolander or Balls of Fury, fall short, landing closer to the forgettable territory of Your Highness or envy. Despite its shortcomings, Strange Wilderness does have moments that might appeal to fans of stoner comedies. The film's low-budget aesthetic and carefree attitude are in line with the productions of Adam Sandler's Happy Madison, which produced the film. However, even fans of this genre might find themselves struggling to stay engaged with the film's meandering plot and uninspired humor. The cast, including Steve Zahn, Jonah Hill, and Justin Long, seems to be having fun on set, but their enjoyment does not always translate to the audience. Zahn's portrayal of Peter Gaulke is energetic, but often grating, as he channels a Bobcat Goldthwait-like persona that can be more irritating than endearing. The supporting cast, including Ernest Borgnine and Robert Patrick, is underutilized, and their talents are largely wasted in roles that do not do them justice. Strange Wilderness is not without its moments of charm, but they are few and far between. The film's most consistent source of humor is the nature show footage, which pairs a retro public television vibe with Peter's nonsensical voiceover. However, these moments are not enough to save the film from its overall mediocrity. In summary, Strange Wilderness is a film that struggles to find its footing. Its attempts at humor are often misguided, and its narrative lacks the cohesion needed to keep viewers engaged. While it may find a niche audience among fans of stoner comedies, most viewers will likely find it a forgettable entry in the genre. For those seeking a comedy with more substance and wit, it may be best to look elsewhere. So, that's my review of Strange Wilderness, and I'm giving it 3 stars out of a possible 5. Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed this review, please like, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time at Mindset Movie Reviews.